Hi Stampers, my name is Sandy Hancock. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator coming to you from Southern California, and today is Monday, November the 10th, 2025. I'm going to be making it's called a Flip Flap fun card. Flip Flap. So let me show you what that means. So we're pulling the pull tag. This is the Amber Autumn, and then I haven't decided who I'm sending it to, so I haven't put anything inside yet, but isn't this fun? Okay, it's not hard, so don't panic. Okay, so I'm using these two greetings and the pumpkins out of the Amber Autumn set, and I might use your Simply the Best inside. Just depends on who I end up sending it to. So let me just show you, in case you have the book, it's on page 40. So here's the bundle, here's the toile paper, and then here's the streak dots. I'm using all three of these. So if you don't have a catalog, you might want to take a picture of that. And if you need a catalog, then let me know. I'd be happy to send you one. Okay, let's take a look at the different pieces that it's going to take to make this card. Okay, so the main card, we're using beige cardstock. And this paper, like I said, comes from the toile paper. And so here's the front piece right here. This is the piece that attaches. Okay, these are these pieces. So the cardstock is 5 by 3 and the DSP is 1/4 inch smaller. The anchor, you can't really see it, but it anchors. It's what has the hole that allows this tag to be pulled. You'll see it when I actually go to put it together. And then the inside piece is here, 2 layers. So 4 by 2.5 for the espresso and 1/4 inch smaller. And here's the thing, it doesn't have to be this size. So let me show you a card that I've had for quite a while. You'll remember this one. It's the Utterly Awesome Cow. Party till the cows come home. Happy birthday. Hope your day's a happy one. And then here's another size. You're utterly fantastic. My group is called the Utterly Awesome Stampers. So you can make the pieces any size you want, really. You just need to follow the basic pattern for putting this together and you'll be fine. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to get my scoring tool. I have 2 things to score. Let me move this DSP. Okay, so I'm going to score my main card. Oops, come back here. Okay, I'm going to score my main card at 4 1/4, just like we normally do. And then this is the pull tag. So I'm going to score it at 2 and 2.5. So 2 inches and 2.5 inches. Okay, so that is all the scoring that we need to do. Put this away. Okay, alrighty then. Let's see if we can put this back. Okay, all right, let me get my bone folder and give that a really nice score. Then when it comes to scoring these, you want to make real sure that the edges are lined up evenly with this. If you don't, the part that you pull is going to go off. You know, I was looking at the Reader's Digest the other day. It's going to go askance. It's going to be off. I remember that in high school. That was one of my senior vocabulary words. Not that you really needed to know that. Okay, here you go. Then the next thing that you want to do is take a punch. I honestly don't even remember the name of this punch, but if you have any punch that has a pretty end to it, then this is when you want to use that. And if you don't have any kinds of these fancy punches, you can simply round the corners and then take a hole punch and put a punch in there. But since I happen to have one of these, I'm going to go ahead and use it. There just aren't any in the current catalog at this point. And this piece, of course, is 2 inches wide because that's the size that will fit into this punch. Okay, so here we have it. There's our pull piece. Okay, so let's start assembling this. And I made this DSP the same size as the front of the card. I mean, you could, if you wanted to, you could pull it down like that and let there be, I don't know. I just decided to make it the same size. So, and again, this is from the Toile paper, which is so pretty. Okay, get this lined up. Good, all right. And then let's put our front pieces together. Again, isn't this, oh, it's so pretty. But we're not using the Toile side today. You know, I've held on to those cow cards for, I don't know how long ago we had those cow stamps. I'm sure I still have them someplace. But I've been wanting to make this card again at some point. And I thought, ooh, this autumn amber autumn bundle would be perfect. Okay, so we've got those pieces ready to go on the front. Here's our anchor piece. Here's our inside pieces. So let's put these together. Oh, you know what? I'm not going to put these inside pieces together because I need to stamp on there before I put it in. Let's see. Yeah, just put that aside. Okay. All right. So here's our anchor piece. Okay, then you are going to need, and I wonder if I have, you're going to need some tear and tape. And it's interesting because I think some tear and tape is stickier than others. I don't know if that could be possibly true, but anyway, you're going to need tear and tape. We'll put that aside for now. I'll put that aside for now. Okay, so here's our anchor piece, 3.5 by 2.5, 3.5 by 2.5. Okay, so now, and again, I don't know the name of this punch. It's not current. You might have the word window punch. If you have the word window punch, you might need to extend it a little bit to the right or left. Let's see how big this opening is. This opening is almost 2 1/4, not quite, 2 1/8. And if you don't have either one of those punches, you could even take an X-Acto knife and just cut out a little square. Okay, so now you don't want to put it in the center and you don't want it over to the left. You want it a little bit more to the right. There's not an exact place that you want it, but just that it's a little bit more to the right than it is to the left. And I will explain why when we get there. Okay, so here's our anchor piece. So now this, okay, I want to show you this. On this one, I put the anchor piece in the center. And then forgetting that this front piece has to line up with the anchor piece. So that's why mine is off to the right. So you don't put the anchor piece in the center like this. Oh, this is the next step. Let's put the anchor piece in. No. So what I'm going to do is put adhesive on 3 sides of the anchor piece. Okay. Then I'm going to just put it about in the center here, remembering that this left side has to be even here. And then I'm going to get it where I want it, up and down and left and right. That's about good. Okay. So see, it's off. Ooh, it's not quite straight. Let's see if we can get it straight. So it's kind of off to the left. It's not in the center of the card, in other words. Okay. All right, so then we're going to put in our pull tag, and it's going to go like this. So the long side goes down. Okay. All right, now, here is where it can get tricky, but it's really so simple. All we're going to do is put a piece of tear and tape along this edge right here. You know, just follow the steps. Follow the steps and you will be good to go. Okay, so that's the first thing we're going to do. If we can get the tear and tape off. Don't use this too much anymore, but when you need it, right? And I need it right now. Come on, people. What is the problem? Oh boy. Seriously? This is not cooperating at all. Okay, well, so this is the hardest part of the card, getting the tear and tape off. Okay, so how many minutes am I spending on this? This is unbelievable. Here we go. Okay. All right, so now make sure that your pull tag is straight. You want this 1/2 inch showing, and you want it right at the edge. And then you just want to put it down like this, and you want it to be straight. Okay, this is your pull mechanism, right? You see how easy that is? Boom. That's it right there. Okay, so now what we're going to do is put down another piece, and maybe I can get this off more easily than I did. I know some people use their Take-A-Pick, but it doesn't work really well for me. Yay. Okay. Then I'm going to put down another piece because I want to cover this whole 1/2 inch. I want it to be really nice and secure. Now, would I be so lucky as to get this piece off too? My goodness. All right. Okay, so now the front piece, which is this piece right here, we're just going to line it up. This whole thing looks a little crooked. Yeah. That my base card looks a little crooked. I wonder if I can move it. Oh, happy day, right? I thought I had it lined up, but when I look at the top, either I cut the cardstock crooked or... Okay, there, I think we're good. Okay. Okay, so now this edge is going to line up with this edge, and this is what's going to hold it down. So again, just kind of decide how high up and how... Okay, we good? Okay, here we go. You guys, how simple is that? Okay, then inside, I'm just going to put this piece because I need to stamp the greeting before I put it on the inside. And I have discovered that I need to use my Stamparatus. Okay, here we go. Okay, now come on. This is not hard, right? It's not hard. And then inside, what I decided is I'm just going to do this because to open it up to a plain beige card, I mean, you could do it. You certainly could do it. But I think this is a bit more interesting. And then I'm going to take a espresso and an old olive piece. And I am going to put these inside. And these little pieces that I'm using right here, they're in the Amber Autumn bundle. So you have them if you have the bundle. Okay, so we're just going to put this down about here. And then let's put some glue on the back side of the espresso piece. Just kind of fun to open it up and have something cute inside too. Okay. I don't know where my reverse tweezers are. I'd be using them right now if they were in my eyesight, but they're not. Yeah, sometimes you just lose things and you know they're right in front of you, right? Okay, so now the only other thing I really need to do, we need to color the pumpkins. We need to put on Autumn Wishes, but we also need a little ribbon. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to color. I've been doing this now lately. I'm going to take about 7 inches, and that's really more than you need. This is basic beige, maybe 5 inches, 6 inches. Basic beige, 165216 polyester ribbon. I've been coloring this all kinds of different colors, and I'm going to use my dark crumb cake. And I'm going to color it so that I can, whoops, use it on this card. This beige is so nice to use for coloring because it's beige and it doesn't resist the ink at all. Okay, now, what did I do with my, seriously? I really like to pull that, oh, here it is, on the board. I like to pull this through a rag or something, just if there's any excess ink on there, get that off. Okay, so now what you want to do is double it over like this, and you're going to put it through the front. Okay, so we're going to go through the front, kind of turn it on its side, and then put the tails through, and then go ahead and pull it. Voila. Okay. Now, obviously, too long. So we'll just trim them down. Yeah, you need to trim it down because you want it to be able to fit in an envelope. So maybe we only needed 5 inches. Okay, so if you remember on the pull tag, I said 2 inches by 6 1/8. So that way this part is to the left of the edge of the card. Now you can kind of push this under like this and go ahead and put it into a regular envelope. So to finish this card up, we're going to color the pumpkins. And I'm going to start with, out of the way, I'm going to start with light pumpkin pie. And I can darken it up a little bit if I want to. But the first time I did this card, I used the dark pumpkin, and woo, it is really dark. Now, what I've noticed when you're coloring on beige cardstock, the color runs. So you notice I'm not going really close to the edge there because it's going to fill out, I think. The times I've gone right up to the edge, then it bleeds over into the beige. So I'm going to try to just get close. And then if it doesn't fill in, I can go back and fill it in. Okay. All right. So that might be good. We'll see. Then I'm going to take a light old olive, and we'll color the leaves. This really doesn't take but a minute to color. That's the nice thing about it. 3 leaves here. You know, old olive has been around as long as I think Stampin' Up! Has been around. Don't you guys remember it for the longest time? Okay, now the dark Daffodil Delight is going to be the gourd. And then I'm going to take the dark crumb cake, color the little stems. Oh, you know, there's a few other little spots of green. And I'm going to take the other end of the pen and kind of go here a little bit. Just a little bit more green. And then I'm going to take light Daffodil Delight. I'm going to color in the corn. When I was little, we lived on a farm, and we had big old fields of corn. Yeah. Okay, then the light, I think this is light crumb cake. I'm just going to color in the leaves or the husks. Wild wheat was a really good color for this when we had wild wheat, but we don't have that anymore. Okay, so I think we're done. So I'm going to go ahead and mount it on a second piece. I just like the main character to have a little boost, and I don't want to put it on dimensionals. Sometimes I put this on 2 layers, but on this one I'm just going to put it on 1 layer. So just lay it there and then just move it around until it's lined up nicely. Okay, now I want 2 little sprigs, and again, oh, here's a pair. Yay. I have several of these. Okay, I'm going to, because they came through to a package, these reverse tweezers, they are like a lifesaver. Okay, I'm going to try to stick these two little sprigs under. Okay, let me put this down. I want to put it under the pumpkin. Just give it a little bit more color and interest. Okay, so now let me put this under the pumpkin. You kind of feel like you need a third hand here. Oops. Okay, so I'm going to lightly put this down. Then I'm going to stick this kind of down here. I'm going to stick this one up a little bit more. Then I want the autumn wishes to, I just want to make sure, before I get this all too seriously down. Thanks. Okay, I think we're good. Okay, so let's push it down. And then, you know, on one of my cards, I went back to add the sparkly stuff, and it took the color out. I'm going to try it again and see if it, I don't want it taking the color. I've never had it do that before. No, it's not doing it. I don't know. Who knows what I picked up? I thought I picked up the Wink of Stella. Okay, anything else we need to do? I don't think so. I think we're done. Woohoo! Except, oh yeah, I have to stamp that. Autumn wishes. But let me just show you when it's done. Blessed to have you in my life. So I'm going to do that on the Stamparatus. Okay, so here's this one done. Okay, now I'm going to show you the sunflower card. And this one is out of the Splendid Autumn DSP 164173. I'm pretty sure that one will not be around again next year. So if you love the sunflower paper, I'm getting ready to order a couple of extra packages just to get the sunflowers. I haven't finished this card because I don't know who I'm sending it to, but I used the embossing folder here. I did it exactly the same way I just showed you. Okay, so I'm just not sure. I'm going to put a greeting here. I'm going to put a greeting there, but there's a sunflower. And then this is the brushed with what? Brushed with something. Brushed with Beauty bundle. And it's also on, it's online. And it's brand new. It came out on the 4th. So that was Tuesday. Okay. So let me just show you one more time how to, I'm not going to make the whole card. I've already put it together, except I do have to score this. Okay, I'm just going to walk through the steps one more time of adding this little mechanism. And if you got it, then don't bother watching. But if you want to see me do it one more time, then keep watching. Okay, so remember, when you use your bone folder on this, you're going to make sure that the edges are not going like that. They need to be really nice and straight. Okay, then I've got my, where's my anchor piece? Okie dokie, little anchor piece, where are you? Okay, well, I guess I'll put another one, 3.5 by 2.5. It escaped me somehow. Okay, 2.5 by 3.5. Okay. Okay, so here we go. I'm moving. Okay, see how it's over to the right? And also make sure it's straight. There's my anchor piece. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is put down my anchor piece. I guess I could. Okay, then, so remember the anchor piece doesn't go in the middle. It's going to line up with this piece. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to put these two together. Make sure they're even. Turn it over. Oh, there's my anchor piece. Oh well, it doesn't matter if it's white. It's not going to show. Oops, that's not straight. Good going, Sandy. You know what? I think I should look at that before. Okay. There we go. Now it's nice and straight. Okay. So now we're going to take our punch. Punch the end. I think what I'm going to do is write down the steps of what to do first, what to do second. Okay. So now we're just going to insert this. Okay, and remember now the next thing we're going to do, is put on our tear and tape. First one goes on the very edge of the pull tag. Oh yeah, this is where I had so much trouble getting the, I don't know why this is being so hard for me today. Okay, much better. Okay, so here we go. This, remember now, the 1/2 inch piece is going to be on the top showing. This is going to attach to the card, to the base card, like this. Okay, then we're going to add tear and tape to this 1/2 inch piece. And what I would say is get your pieces cut and then just pull up the video and watch it. And just go step by step. Whoops. Try it down here. Step by step until you've got it. And then once you've got it, it's like, oh my goodness, this is so easy. Okay, so now I put on my second piece just because I want the whole thing covered. Okay, let's see if we can get this off. Okay, now we'll put on our front. Okay, and here we go. Okay, isn't this easy? It really is easy. I'm not going to finish the card because you don't need to see me finish it. I just want you to really get the idea that this flip flap piece is really, really simple. Okay, now notice the difference. This front piece is centered. This one is off because remember I centered the anchor piece. So you don't center the anchor piece. You line it up evenly here. Okay, so let's just look at all of our fun cards. Okay, so we've got Just Because. We've got our 2 cow cards. I think that's all. Yeah. Okay, is this fun? It's really doable, you guys. It's very, very doable. And like I say, if you need a catalog or if you have questions, please email me at sandystamper@earthlink.net, no A in the Stamper. And I would be so happy to help you in any way that I can. And thank you so much for joining me today. I will look forward to having you again next time.